Alright guys, welcome back to Gilded Gaming and Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. So, the plan tonight is the 4.1 MSQ and Ivalice raids. We're just gonna try and do both. So, look at that, Nova's already waiting for me. Minus is already in chat. Hey Minus. Hey Nova. Let's get to it. So I guess what we should do is we should queue up and then I should just start doing quests, yeah? Guess that's the plan. That works too. Alright. If we run a solo duty or dungeon in the MSQ, will we cancel the raid queue to do those? I guess. If we run into one of those, it depends on how the raid queue is going, I guess. You know? I don't want us to get stuck doing nothing, right? But we're gonna try and get them both moving. So how you guys doing tonight? Sorry I'm a little late getting on. I meant to get on like 2 hours ago. We're gonna do some Nier before Final Fantasy, but maybe we'll just do it after, you know? I'm working from home tomorrow, so I can stay up a little later than normal. Possibly. See how the night goes. Alright, Arnvald's Adventure. Apparently he's gonna teach us how to box.
Come to see how we're getting on?
Hey, voice acting.
We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
Oh, well there we go. We need to find a new way to forward. To the lighthouse! Maybe, if we get 2 more healers. Alright. Alright, I'm in Discord too. Hey, Minus.
Hello.
Gonna run a lighthouse. Right, so this is gonna be... This is set above Clockwork City, right? I kind of expected, the submerged city of Milan or whatever, but I guess that's probably the last one, maybe? We're following tactics the whole way. But we're not, though, because we started out with 12, so this is kind of a we're in tactics land now. Alright. You discover Bagomnin here, right? Ooh, boss right off the bat. Alright. Look at this guy. Is he carrying a cannon? Oh, it's Vamprit. Okay. Cool beans. Another Lucavi makes his appearance. Another one of the Final Fantasy Tactics summons.
pay attention to the direction that he's going to be absorbing water from, and get away from there, because he's going to throw it all back in that direction.
Okay, got it. It's interesting that Famford has like so many water attacks. He's typically like an earth summon. Like Tactics version of Titan or something. I think he was the Moogle summon in Tactics Advance. Because like in Tactics Advance every race had a different summon. What do these markers mean?
So those red markers mean that you need to stack with at least one other person who also has that marker.
Got it.
It's not very well explained. Like, this is the first time you're seeing it, and they never actually explain it in game.
Well, they don't really explain any of the markers.
That's true, but like a stack marker, it's a giant like pulsing thing saying, "Hey, everyone go here." The red triangles really don't explain much. Like, it's just not intuitive.
True. I was running from the thing on the ground and noticed him charging up his water again. What the hell? Was that someone's limit break or something?
Yeah, that was Bard's. I think that was 2 Dragoon limit breaks and 1 Bard.
Gotcha. don't know if I'd call this a lighthouse. These guys explode when they die. I guess my nearby AoE is not the best thing for these things. Ooh, Ivalice is next. That is another one. This was a fun fight in tactics. And you fight him in 12 too.
The quick-moving clock can tiles explode first.
Gotcha, okay. The wheel only charges forward, basically. Ooh, what's that?
Not gonna lie, I still don't understand this mechanic. All I know is that if you make the chain go through other people, it freezes them in place.
They don't touch the chain. And trying to drag it across people.
Right. I'm not actually sure what the chain does to the person it's tethered to.
Actually reminds me of a story. Have you ever played Baldur's Gate? Like old school Baldur's Gate? Baldur's Gate 1 or 2?
I haven't.
Well, me and my wife and two of our mods, Flame and Shadow, who don't come around that often right now, we all played it together. And in that game, there's a spell like I think it might be Flaming Hands. It's D&D based, but the way the spell's implemented, it basically draws like a line of fire between you and the target, just like that. And like Desshire cast it and then ran and dragged the fire bar through the whole party. And essentially like just took us all out.
So you need to make sure that the clock hands here are facing outwards.
Clock hands what? Was that just as someone needs to stand in them thing, or?
Yeah, anyone standing on them would rotate the clock hand in the circle.
And we needed to face which direction?
Just outwards. It basically determined the direction that a conal AoE would go. So you want to make sure it wouldn't hit the party.
Right, so make sure it doesn't overlap if you can. Des was actually walking by while you were trying to explain that, and she's out there in the hallway. Saying something about me dropping cows on the party. She heard me talking about Baldur's Gate. And I played a Chaos Mage in that playthrough. So every now and then my character would randomly drop cows on people. Someone pointed that one inwards.
Yeah, so someone messed that one up.
Oh shit, I got hit by the chain. That's alright. Well, I'm dead actually, it's not alright, but that's okay. He's dead. Thanks for the raise, Nova. Hey, where the hell are we there? Fear the Walk of Divine Ascent. Like, we're fighting Final Fantasy Tactics bosses, but the actual location, I mean, I guess they have clockworks, so it makes it theoretically like the Clockwork City, which you never really see in Final Fantasy Tactics. You just hear about it. I mean, you see part of it, but not like really, you know. You have a map that's supposed to be there. More Castlevania. These are like tiny mini Alexanders.
Now it's time for the
Construct
best boss.
7. Oh, is this like a, what was it in Tactics? There's like a optional, was it Worker 7? I don't remember. It was like an optional like golem dude. I think it was like, I didn't do it when we did the Tactics run this last time. I don't remember.
So, random question. How good are you at math?
Pretty good. Why? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm a programmer. Is he gonna quiz us on math in here?
Maybe.
Calculator boss. The true Final Fantasy tactics. Take a lot of damage from something.
Okay, he's gonna rotate in a circle with this attack, so he's going to rotate around, stay at his back.
Subtract what?
Pay attention to your HP.
Okay. So, what?
And he says calibrate vitals to a multiple of 5.
Ah, okay. 9 minus 4.
To
Multiple
multiple
of 3. Is it still subtract?
It's add. Going into a pad adds to your health.
Oh, adds. Okay. He said subtract before he did it, so I thought it was gonna be like.
Yeah, the subtract was subtracting your health out.
Okay. Well, my answers were right either way, so. How did people like that boss when it first came out?
I wasn't around when it first came out, but it's definitely infamous.
And we're gonna sit there. I said minus, what does it mean?
Make your way to the middle to get out. But yeah, this is a very divisive boss. Some people really like the math, some people hate it.
I mean, at least it's really simple math because you have to think about all those other things at the same time. Math time. Primes, nice. Yeah, this is definitely inspired by the mathematician from Tactics. Looks like some people had some problem with that. Alright.
Oh, perfect. Dragon feed.
No dancer gear. Well, they didn't have dancers, so there are not going to be any dancer gears there.
I mean, you share gear with Bard and Machinist, so you aiming gear.
I waited for this moment, Garlean swine.
Possessed by one of the...
The blood of my
we'll
fallen
find out.
brothers feeds my hate.
Battle commencing in 15 seconds. Oh shit. Fucking countdown.
My tip for this guy is just try to always stay behind him.
I'll tell you, live from live. Escape this. Agony and sorrow.
This will be the final boss here.
Your suffering is not yet over. You will not have mercy.
Try to make sure your feet are on the ground. You're not floating.
Agony and sorrow. Escape this.
Okay.
Agony and sorrow. Like a knife through butter.
So when he makes you positive or negative, you want to go to the positive or negative side.
You want to go to the opposite side. If you're on the same side, you're
I was on the opposite side when I died.
I think you probably just died to an AoE after you had gotten knocked up from being on the wrong side originally.
A lot of help.
Escape this!
So do you recognize Yasmat?
Yeah.
Your pain is my pleasure. You will not have mercy. Your suffering is not yet over. Agony and sorrow. I, the captain, shall deliver the king's justice. Feel the wrath of my brothers!
You guys want to in-game hunt from 12.
You will pay for what you have done with blood!
Never actually beaten him.
Okay, the tanks need to try and keep these ads apart.
I want to remember this! This is far from finished, Guardians! Like a knife through butter! Your suffering is not yet over. I'll tell you, live from live! You will not have mercy! Like a knife through butter! My wounds give me strength! Enough! Like a knife through butter!
4% almost done, 3%. 2%. Goodbye, yes.
Your suffering is not yet over. You may have escaped me in this life,
All right.
but I shall be waiting in the next.
Yeah, I was expecting another one of the Lucavi. I wasn't expecting a elite mark to show up. I guess it makes sense. Yasmet was basically the ultimate elite mark, I believe, wasn't it? You had to be like in-game, super good loot to have a chance. Yeah, certainly a super boss, sure. I've never beaten Yasmet. Maybe when we play 12, we'll try. You know? Wow, we didn't even get through the story of the beginning of the first quest there before we got pulled in. That was a good cue. Well, there's necklace, but what's it doing here? Unless... Uh-oh. So they're talking about in the main story about who's going to become the new leader or what kind of government they're going to set up. My guess would be whether it's a council or whatever, that the person leading it is going to end up being either Lise or General Alden. Makes the two make more sense, right? Alma, are you there? Probably Alden, but then who would be representing Old Al at the time? Is the little Lala fellow gonna actually go everywhere? I'm here, Ramza. Extraordinary. The stones are different, but the craftsmanship is identical. However did it come to be in Begamnen's possession? Though they are indeed of different shape, the stone appear to be cut from the same crystal. Oh, they are. Orosite. Orosite. What makes you say that? Can't you feel it? You can feel it, can't you, Hurdy? Do you recall me telling you that Begamnen considered the necklace special? It was special because it was entrusted to him by Prince Rassler. He was to return it to Princess Ashalia upon delivering her highness from Nalbina Fortress. A family keepsake. Of course, and each necklace, each Orosite, has acted as a lodestone, drawing both of our parties closer and closer to Ivalice. Indeed, Father, the Orosite guides us. Ramza, are you recovered? Thank you, sister. I am well now. From what we know of the Duma and the Odious, vestiges of one's will may endure in an Orosite. Could it be then that the desire of the former owner or creator of these necklaces is simply to return to Ivalice? But who could that have been? Could it be the princess? Maybe? Ramza Belouv. He wanted people to return to his homeland and uncover the truth behind the kingdom's founding. But then why show us Lasalia and Gulch, you ask? Simple, we are being tested. The Orosite is measuring our worth, seeing if we are deserving of that truth. You say these things as if you knew them. But how could you? Nothing we've uncovered suggests anything of the kind. I know you have your doubts, but I can assure you they are misplaced. For now, I must ask that you trust me. Lady, since when did you... Ramza, are you feeling quite yourself? Of course I am, sister dearest. I have never felt better. I sense a disturbance in the aether. Is he possessed by our Ramza? Father, these necklaces are gifts. Gifts from the old gods who once watched over the Ivalicians. It is proof that we have their blessing. With the necklaces and the Odious, we can finally prove. Thank you, Elheim. I don't know what came over me. So for the final piece, what could it be? We got Mulan, right? The Sunken City, where you ended Final Fantasy Tactics. The Tomb of Wraithwall, I guess, could be something, although it doesn't seem right. Bosses, we could fight Ultima, final boss of Tactics. I can't think of a good boss from 12 to fight. Like, we're obviously not going to fight Vayne, I don't think. Ramza, you must rest. Leave me be, Alma. Did I not tell you I'll be fine? So, like, if he was being possessed by Ramza, she could be possessed by Alma, but then Alma actually being Ultima. If Alma turns into Ultima, it's like reenacting Final Fantasy Tactics. We have a couple other Lucavi still left. We haven't fought Kukulane, have we? I don't know. Want me to find out? Another adventure under our belts, eh, Elheim? I'd best put pen to page before the details fade. Lasalia and now Gauche. One would think that our discovery is more than sufficient to prove the Lexingtale's claims, at least with regard to Ivalice's existence. Something tells me that until Genomus has proof that his ancestors were not the heretics the church painted them to be, he will not rest. Okay, minus. And then there is a curious case of Ramza. At Alma's throat one moment, all sister dearest the next. He was like a different person when he came to. Yet I seem to be alone and wondering exactly what happened to him back at the lighthouse. If you ask this lady, he must have taken quite some bump to the head when he fell. Then again, it didn't take him long to turn back into his spiteful little self, so all's well that ends well. Greetings and salutations, Elheim. I suppose you're wondering whether or not the good Genomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is he has. The bad news, however, not while it is not my nature to be a sensationalist, sensationalism is in my job description, so please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexingtale. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista, away from inquisitive ears? Shall I prepare the shuttle for you, my lady? Yep. The question is then, where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? I mean, they went all over Ivalice. Elheim, to what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for yet another several turns of the sun. I apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report what she sees, but I did expect it had more discretion. Alma has of late been experiencing difficulties with her health. Chirurgeons have been called upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her, but as far as they can tell, there's nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is that the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. Elheim, when did you... Alma! I'm fine, brother. It's obvious you're not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Please forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please look after my father. Now then, where were we? Ah, yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, the Dalmascan capital of Rabanastre appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lassalia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Ivalice. Shortly after, we stumbled upon the remnants of the legendary Clockwork City, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ridorana Cataract, remnants now which sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. Lassalia, Gauge, what do they have in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' account of the rise of Ivalice, the Durai Papers. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving Ivalician legend to be more fact than fairy tale. There's no denying the proof. It is but a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusions. But as you are all aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Ivalice. No, I shall not rest until I have revealed the truth of young Ramza's role in King Dalida's ascension, and cleared my ancestor, Oran Durai, of the false accusation made against him by the church. Okay, what about Alma? Yugane's chirurgeons would have us believe she is in no immediate danger. As her illness is not one of the body but of the mind, to borrow their words, her spirit is in a state of unbalance and merely requires time to right itself. Alma will be fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any further excitement, especially at the paws of these meddlesome mole bats. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more useful than I would have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Kupo? And you wonder why Ramza despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and yet all you do is jest, Kupo. No, but you're mistaken, Herdy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will. Any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. His thanks? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happened to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Almost certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all too convenient transformation. Simply showing the world that Ivalice actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled by the Dry Papers. That's correct, Father. The key lies in Ramza Baloo. If we can find evidence of his hidden role in history, it'll prove Oran's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the War of the Lions. It was only then I discovered something most intriguing: an underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. Orosite, the twisted abominations we encountered in both Lasalia and Gauch, the Lucavi, they are born of these unholy crystals. While nobles of the north and south squabbled over Ivalice's crown, Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women whose minds they had fallen prey to the Orosite. And with each confrontation did Ramza's fellowship grow smaller. Countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten. It was far more important than any clash of armies, and so did they endure, until reaching their final destination, the Orbone Monastery. Oh, I know this one. The monastery is where Princess Ovelia was raised. There's a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. I see someone who's been paying attention. I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lucavi take him back there? According to the Dry Papers, the sinister being who engendered the Orosite was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who or what would have the means to create something so powerful? Ultima, the High Seraph. A seraph? What's a seraph? Seraphs are believed to be by some to be servants of the gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Skip the line there. Interesting. What if the spell Elheim claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, coincidentally also called Ultima, was in fact an elegant interpretation of the very magics introduced to Hydaelyn by the High Seraph? But what would that mean? I've spoken with several colleagues back in Charlian regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation, and while they have yet to show little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing: the manner in which Ultima ethereally manifests should not be possible, at least on Hydaelyn. So it would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Allagans learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane, as to exactly how they convinced the being to impart the knowledge into them. Not of this plane. What manner of creature are we talking about here? Likely one similar to Omega. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Long enough. I'm here to deliver the item Makoto requested. Sid, there's no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle? And trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer. No, this is far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Orbone Monastery. Would that I could. You don't know? Then what have we been doing here? At ease. The Dry Papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Zershel, several leagues southeast of Rabanastre. There supposedly lies the monastery. To shells out the name you will find in any modern Dalmascan map. Rivers, however, especially ones as large as the Zershels and established to be, are rare. In a nation more than half claimed by sand, the river we seek can only be that which bisects Golmore and the Nagaxian border. And as for the invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Moogle. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. The location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Moogles themselves should explain. Why, certainly. That verdant valley of vines and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Viera, and therein lies our little problem. The one thing the Viera do not suffer is trespassers, not even lovable Moogles, Kupo. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins, much like the ones we discovered in Lasalia. But the Viera trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Kupo. So that is why we're still here talking about the bound instead of bound for the border. There are Viera who have spurned the strict code of their tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Dalmasca. Finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with the insight into how to reach the monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Before boarding the shuttle here, I was stopped by a Banga on the docks. He asked me if I knew an Elheim Gilded and bid I deliver her a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver the message himself, but the man refused. Mikoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but I cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had nary a subject to test it on. Of course, Master Sid, if any trouble is met, it's most likely is my design that is to blame. Your confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's to your success. Good day. Yeah, the story for this really is like twice as long as it needs to be, I think. Considering it's just a side story that's not going to matter later. They could just get to the meat of it, you know? Feels like it drags a bit. Hopefully we're not going to go fetching wine again. I sense that you are interested in the package Sid delivered. I have every intention to apprise you of its contents. But first, I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do not find her illness all too timely. Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that their bouts with vertigo are not but the result of mind fatigue. But the answer is clear. It is the Orosite that plagues her. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Odious, well before even his first foray into Rabanastre. However, I do not think this is entirely true. Which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Orosite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Orosite itself that granted her this vision. You recall my hypothesis on distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations and the tendency to promote ethereal amplification, or when I mentioned that despite being in principal possession of the extended period, the Odious exhibited none of the imprinting present in the Duma, no? The Odious has never resonated with Genomus. It has always been his wife's pendant, and its Orosite shard, the Virgo, has fueled his passion for Ivalice. No, the Odious is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. One sec. Yeah, I was just making sure. Virgo is the stone that had Ultima in it, right? Like, to resurrect Ultima, you needed Virgo, you needed Alma because she was a suitable host, and bloodshed, so the war and everything. So, yeah. So they're carrying around Ultima. The only reasons I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the Orsite's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those who witnessed in Argath or Begamnon, and that the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. I've explained all this to Alma, and I recommended that she destroy the necklace, yet not only did she refuse, she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a mean with which I might impede or at least lessen the effects of the Odious. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. It should work to interfere with those emitted by the Odious, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all abuzz with the word of Bagan brigand loitering about the airship landing. Do you think it'd be someone you could know? Someone waiting to give me a message? Let's go find out. In Tactics Advance, the Virgo also gives you the Ultima summon, and it's the summon. Like, so each of the Totema in Tactics Advance is linked to one of the races. Ultima is the Numo, which are like the magic race, pretty much. Wagi! Apologies, Elheim, but I need to speak with you and you alone. But don't mind me, Koopa. I'll just be floating over here in perfect earshot. Why you? What makes you think that I won't lay you low right here, right now? Because we're here to offer you a proposition, that's what. We need information on the Gulmore jungle, and thought a man as well-traveled as you might have been persuaded to provide some. Gulmore? You of all creatures should know that is Viera land. What are you offering then? Why, the opportunity to tell us what you know. Genomus believes our next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy, Kupo. Should have expected as much. Very well, Elheim. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now it seems that someone may be able to assist Genomus as well. Seeing as you and the principal did right by us before, I do not see a reason why I cannot take both of you. Let me know when you're ready to depart for Rabanastra. We'll travel in our airship. The Puma Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. Back to a life of brigandry in the clouds, are we? Of course not. Not that it didn't cross our minds, but when faced with the decision of what to do next, we needed simply to remember the dying words of our leader. Yijuk Granok and I have decided to re-enlist as Dalmascan Fusiliers. And the occupying Garleans actually said yes, Kubo? Not exactly. We're now with the Resistance. You no doubt heard of the uprising in Dalmasca that followed the Doman liberation and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the 4th Legion. So Dalmasca tried to revolt too. The Resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed. Yet much to the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. Remove one head and 2 grow back in its place. Remove 2 and then there are 4. Person cannot die, but an ideal will live on. Oh my god, they're Hydra. Now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We believe one known as Lynx Tears. Well, we belong to one as known as Lynx Tears. And when we told our commanding officer of our recent crossing with you and yours, she simply insisted that we introduce you. Is it me, Fran? Is it Fran? Me? But I wasn't even supposed to be here, Kupo. Not you, Hairball, her. Meet with the general and hear her proposal, Elheim. If you are not interested, we shall return you to Kugane unharmed. You have our... Curl got your tongue? Robin Ostra, dead ahead, lads. Back to Robin Ostra. This way. We've many moms to cover before nightfall. That's Fran! I've done as you asked. I bring you the Liberator. And here I thought she'd be taller. And that's exactly Fran. I knew it, a Viera! I'm Fran, proud daughter of Dalmasca and general of Lynx Tears. Ah yes, Moogle, I am a Viera. Are you surprised? Why, yes, in fact I am. Her kind are all supposed to be living amongst the trees, having shunned contact with the outer world, Kupo. There's supposedly a few who have left their homes, but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in the sewer. No Balthier, though, huh? Indeed. This Bonga claims you seek Orbone. Does he speak true? Those ruins lie deep within the Golmore jungle, a place most sacred by my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. What's more, Bloggy tells me you travel with Garleans, openly aiding those who would see our nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? Oh, yeah, they're not really Garleans. I mean, they are, but they're not, you know? They're theater people. A Garlean is a Garlean. Their pathetic attempt at absolution only proves their past guilt. You misunderstand. Kanjinomus does not approve of the Empire's warmongering. He wants to help Dalmasca and the impoverished masses, Kubo. And what would the Moogle know of my people? Does your blood run Dalmascan red? We could cut you open and find out. General, there's no need for threats. Like questioning whether the person who liberated Doma and Alamigo is on the Empire side or not. Like, you're right, Bloggy. Let us parlay. Parlay? Parlay. First, the resistance requires men and women from Doma and the Orzian Alliance to join us in ridding Dalmasca of its Imperial invaders. Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you. Or if not, they'll listen to these scions which you claim to allegiance. Second, the resistance requires gold. Gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Aldenard Trading Company, which continues its dealings with Garlemald, even as you raise your sword against them. Profiting from the Empire's rampant aggression, as targets of aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Grant me these simple things, and I shall personally guide you safely to the ruins of Orbone. And what of the Lexan Tales? See me to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. Those are my conditions. What say you? Okay. Tell them my demands, but know the fate of your expedition hangs on how well you do so. Okay. I'd say we have our work cut out for us, Kupo. Wagi, you and the Fusiliers are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that I expect them to be taken seriously. You're a fool to trust them, Princess. Oh, the princess is still alive. It is the quest that never ends. What an adventure, Kupo! Just think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of the Dalmascan Resistance. Not that I'm ready to give up my place on the Prima Vista just yet. Yeah, I just want to get back to playing a game, you know? Like, it's one thing when we're doing the main story and we're reading the story of the game, but when we're just reading filler, it's like these quests that are entirely just reading. Which that was like 10-15 minutes of just reading. There was nothing else in that quest, you know? Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista. Alright. Hurry, hurry! If I don't tell someone of our adventure quick, I'll positively burst, Kupo. Like, that's one thing about Final Fantasy XIV is just it'll have whole quests that are literally just talking to people with like nothing else regularly. This woman asks much of us. The Viera have ever been wary of outsiders. For centuries, their many tribes have remained hidden in the jungles, content with their self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code and will meet swift punishment to any who would defy their laws. As such, many of Viera will spend their entire life bound to the territory of her ancestors, both unwilling and unable to venture beyond its borders. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they have agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it is to protect the jungle. That said, with every generation there are those Viera who long for a life beyond the verdant seas of trees and abandon their tribes to start a new life in the kingdom cities. My guess is this Fran is one such individual, who also happens to be the only individual we know who can guide us to the monastery. It seems Elheim's sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament. She'll need to don the right mantle of a diplomat if we are to convince the allies in the East Aldenar Trading Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Yes, I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but this is urgent. Alright, not exactly, but my superiors have come to a decision on your request, and I thought you might want to hear what they had to say. Oh, and let me preempt any request for immediate disclosure with a reminder that the information is much too sensitive to discuss over Link Pearl. Meet me at the Ruby Bazaar post-haste, and I shall duly apprise you of their judgment. Oh, then Elheim, what are we waiting for? I've read about how you united the whole of Eorzea under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to end a 1,000-year conflict. Compared to that, asking for a few soldiers and a coffer of three of Gil should be a piece of roll-and-berry cake. I suppose we should inform Bwagi down at the Kugane landing of our progress. You mentioned he was to keep an eye on us. So you have an answer from the East Aldenard already. Impressive. It would seem that Lady Fran has underestimated your influence amongst the realm's players. I assume you have no objections to me joining then. I'm really a little disappointed in this raid because, like, I like the raid. The raid was fun. Like, the dungeons are fun. But the quest is, like, putting me to sleep. I'm not actually tired. It's not actually putting me to sleep, but I mean, this is, like, boring. Like, if I could just, like, skip all the text and just do the dungeons, which I guess I could by spamming the mouse button, right? But, like, it would improve this 100-fold. Hancock awaits us in the bazaar, shall we, Elheim? Like, by all accounts, a Final Fantasy 12/Tactics Ivalice raid I should have loved, right? A lovely lady in a bonga? And here I was expecting you to be alone, Elheim. Ah, but excuse my manners, I am Hancock, representative of the East Aldenard Trading Company, assigned to oversee her assets here in Kugane. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I'm Yugiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Not that it's far from the landing to... Bwagi, was it? I serve Lord Hien, rightful ruler of Doma. I have come bearing my lord's reply to your entreaty. And I am Taru Taru of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I'm only here seeing as no one else can be bothered. Well, that and to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzea Alliance. Thank you both for coming. I am Bwagi, formerly of the Dalmascan Royal Fusiliers. I now claim allegiance to Lint's Tears, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have in Doma and Alamigo. What tidings have you brought us? Yeah, exactly, Minus. Allow me to begin then. While the East Aldenard Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in a position to grant you the funding you seek. As you are aware, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters of political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzea Alliance? Ah, yes, what I meant to say was here in Hingashi, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters political and, You must understand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group would make it appear that we somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing so would be sending the wrong message and ultimately harm profits, yes. and by selling to both sides, you maximize profits while good men and women perish. How convenient. We are a business, milady. We do what we must to survive. That does not, however, mean that we are blind to the needs of our customers or our allies, which is why we support the Eorzean Alliance in their noble efforts to safeguard their realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it were by my choice, I would provide your little resistance with all the funding it needs, but as my good friend Elheim knows all too well, it is not my choice. Well, now that Hancock's thoroughly lowered your spirits, you won't be as crestfallen when I inform you of the Eorzean Alliance will also be unable to provide any assistance. Let me guess, you did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state only to watch as they politely declined our proposal, claiming an unfortunate lack of intelligence or resources. Wait, how did you... Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours, and under normal circumstances, we would welcome allies still suffering under the Imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt to reclaim your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the Resistance's leaders. You are not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge deep beneath the streets of Rabadaster. The 4th Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, the current resistance will not survive another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join hands with the Damask as an ally, you must first prove to us that you will stand as one. Doma as a full-fledged ally would serve far better to strengthen our cause than a few temporary soldiers. Yet even if it were able to wrest Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp, without unity amongst your people, the resulting chaos could prove even more perilous to the kingdom. You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse your aid to Lint's tears, am I correct? Do not mistake me, Lord Hien's refusal is but a message to help you plan your next step. You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one enemy from your midst simply creates room for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your response was exactly what she expected. You knew this whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet you still let this farce play out? You have my apologies, but this is all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into, and your honesty today will serve us much better than any hollow promise. Thank you. Wait, what about the Golmore jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back where we started. Principal Genomus will not be pleased. Okay. We might just get Ivalice done tonight, and then there's only one more part, right? And then maybe do some Nier. I just got to Facade for the first time. We're still in part 1. Like, we have a long way to go in Nier. If it is as you say, it's most unfortunate, but I suppose we did everything in our power, and that is all one could ask. I still don't understand. Why would Lady Fran send Elheim in this wild Paisa chase if she knew from the start it would be for naught? Wagi mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whomever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader that she is wrong may not convince her of the fact. Seeing one's own plan fail, however, is oft the best medicine. Naive and stubborn, then the resistance is doomed. If a person as imposing as Fran is taking orders from her, then chances are this leader is even worse, Kupo. Yes, Princess Ash. I would not be so certain, Montblanc. My guess is that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and that Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be an effective leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them. An experience that will ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some truly difficult decisions. Now, I seem to recall reading that one of the many faces of the resistance before recent quelling was a young girl of royal blood. Do you suppose you may cease with your baseless presumptions, defector? The door was open. And you would be? I would be the one here on orders from the leader of Lynth's Tears against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings, Lady Fran, I presume. I am Genomus in Lexingtail, principal of the Majestic Theater Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome on the Prima Vista. What is it your leader would have of us? While you failed in meeting even a single one of our demands, she recognizes that you were sincere in your attempts to see them fulfilled, and for that effort you are to be compensated. That is most generous. The ruins which you seek are hidden behind a waterfall here, a point roughly equidistant from the river's source and delta. You have our thanks, Lady Fran. We will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. Ramza, what is going on here? Alma, you should be in bed. I've slept enough, brother. Tell me, who are our guests? It appears you once again prepare to leap into danger's maw. Keep your wits about you, Elheim. Lady Fran is strong, but then again, so was Begamnon. Oh, if you'll excuse me. You mad? A trip to the surface in your condition? Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through the Odious. The what? There's no need to worry. Mikoto and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family name. The Charlian has no say in this. I am your father, and I assist you to remain here on the airship. What would your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you? Mother? That is what this is all about, isn't it? What is it that's what it's always been about? You care not about Ivalice or the Orin name. No, you only seek to use the Orsite to bring Mother back. But you haven't been able to do that. You still don't understand how exactly it is the shards translate one desires into reality, and that is where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the Orsite. Ultima has bid me come to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal to us the secrets of her creations. You hear what you're saying, Alma? Even if it was even the slightest chance of bringing our mother back, we cannot risk your life in doing so. Your brother's right. You sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you, either of you. It is too late. Shit. I'm so lonely, Father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be cozened by your daughter's words. They are not of her own. Oh, he Rams. Alma! Alright, so we're gonna be fighting Ultima. Sweet. No, no. Gods forfend. Told you, no one can control the power within those shards. No one. Elheim, here, take this. It might be the only thing that can save Alma, but we must hurry to the monastery. We're gonna have a long chain of quests to go through the Golmore jungle? Or did they just not bother to make the Golmore jungle and we're just gonna go straight to the dungeon? Come, we leave for the Golmore jungle, now. My guess is they didn't actually add a zone for it, so we're probably just gonna go to the dungeon, right? Have I your permission to depart, Elheim? Every moment we tarry here, my sister, she... Of course, Ramson. Then hold on. Set the engines to full speed. I wonder if it would be better... No, probably not. This is probably fine. I was gonna say, like, there's like two ways to think about going through, like, the end of an expansion. Like, we could do... like we're doing now, where it's like, okay, we work on 4.1 and we pick a raid and we start doing that raid, and then we do 4.2 and we pick a raid, start doing that raid, right? Or we could do it like, let's do 4.1, we'll do the main story for 4.1 and all the quests that came out in 4.1. So we do like the beginning of the raids, right? And then 4.2 and do all the quests that came out in 4.2 and so on and so forth. So we kind of play them like in the order they came out. But I think since it's old content, it makes more sense to just do like the entire Ivalice raid and then the entire, you know, whatever raid. Welcome to the land of my people. It would be a poor lie if I said I did not miss some. Oh, do we actually have a zone for Golmore Jungle? No. No, this is just gonna be a cutscene, right? Alma! Oh, here she is. Ramza, help me. Like luring him in. Alma! Be gone! And then she just got cut in half. Oh, no, okay, she's fine. Oh, Alma, Ramza. Did he break the Orsite? blood of the invokers fulfill the ancient covenant and grant unto me the vessel promised. Oh shit. Was Ramza actually the good vessel? What just... Is that what I was trying to lure him there? Walking to me, the girl's not well. Might I suggest we continue this back at the Prima Vista Cupo? Have you the courage to face true evil? Is this supposed to be old school Ramza, maybe? I'm assuming. What are you gawping at? The ship is this way, Kupo. Okay. No, Ramza is gone? Oh, my dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? We need to do something, but what recourse is left to us? The only means we had of protecting ourselves could not even prevent my son from... Super long solo duty? Interesting. I'm sorry, Genomus. My design was flawed. Not necessarily, Charlian. We all saw how it succeeded in drawing Alma back from the rift and shattering the Odious. The loss of the boy is not yours to bear. Our focus here should not be on our failures, but what we have learned from them. The being beyond the rift, it spoke before claiming Ramza, referring to you as the blood of its invokers. Could it be your ancestors who are responsible for ultimate summoning? Most certainly not. I have discovered no such inference anywhere in the dry papers. Besides, tales of the High Seraph existed far before even the earliest of Ivalician legends. Then who exactly did summon Ultima, and why does she think them your kin? Look! I have a bad feeling about this, Kupo. We're gonna get a memory? Yeah. Ramza? Dead? You lie about as well as you carry yourself in battle, Oron. I did not say he was dead, my Lord Delita, merely that he had abandoned his mortal vessel, entrusting his ethereal soul to the Orosite. But why would he do such a thing? Peace has finally come to Ivalice. There is naught to be had from further sacrifice. The kingdom is won, and this victory is as much his as mine. He risked life and limb to shield me from the dark that would have seen me perish. Delita and tactics does not seem so... Like, he doesn't seem to care about Ramza, honestly, after what happens to his sister. I mean, they're still friends, I guess, sort of. But, like, I'm just saying. Without him, I would not be standing here before you. It is my duty as both king and colleague to see him saved. It's a much more altruistic Delita. Knights to me, we ride for our bone. My lord, wait! Majora Globados, first of the Zodiac Braves, was not the hero the church would have you believe. He betrayed Mother Heidelin. The promise of coin and power, summoning forth a terrible evil from the depths of the celestial abyss. It was believed only one of the lands chosen, a warrior of light, might stand against this threat. Yet while victorious in battle, Ramza was unable to see the darkness vanquished. If failure was all that awaited our warrior of light, then what chance do you presume any other might stand? Oh, is Ramza a warrior of light? I guess that makes sense. Are you saying I should do nothing then? No, my lord. Ramza is my brother's final wish before he surrendered to Aether was that his name be struck from the annals of history. Alma, you're unhurt, but I was led to believe none but Oron returned from Orbone. What is it you speak of your brother's wishes? When it became apparent that we were powerless to truly defeat the High Seraph, we chose the only path left to us, to do what Hydaelyn herself did countless centuries past, imprison Ultima. And as you are aware, my lord, its prison is only as strong as the seal on its gates. Ramza sacrificed his body to ensure that the Age of Blood would never again walk the land. Angel of Blood, sorry. He believed that if people knew of his sacrifice, it would only inspire them to seek out the holy stones and repeat the mistakes of those who come before. So now we're making it like it's a good thing that he was struck from the history instead of just the church trying to cover shit up. If you truly avouch yourself his friend, you'll honor this, his final plea. And like Oron is here with Alma saying, yeah, we should strike him from the history, but then the only history we have that tells us he exists is written by this guy. And he died for it. Like, this man who is saying we should strike him from the history books, like, literally gets himself killed doing the opposite. No, Ramza should not be forgotten. He should be raised up as a hero for his deeds and claim his rightful place at my side. Only he might be my knight gallant. Like, this does not sound like Deleted at all. He's gone, my lord. Like mangled the tactic story a little bit here to try and make it fit this raid. Before Ramza was your friend, before he was my brother, he was a warrior of light. He did what he did for Hydaelyn, and for those who would one day too heed the crystal's call. Claim the throne, my friend. Become ruler of Ivalice and restore peace to this war-torn realm once and for all. Ramza, don't leave me, please, I beg of you. You will make a fine and just king, Delia, so you do not stray from that path. Ramza. Okay. The stones in these two necklaces, you're certain they will guide the heroes to a new era of a new era to Ramza. Is what Ramza wished, my lord. Oron, I do not believe I can bear another farewell this day. Will you not reconsider my offer to remain as a member of my court? It is but a matter of time before the Cardinal and his Temple Knights grow wise to my past. I would not have my presence here implicate you as well. Ramza beseeched me strike his name from history, but like you, my lord, I could not bear the thought of a future generation blind to the truth. As such, I penned this chronicle, the hero's journey. I fear the world, however, is not yet ready for the gospel contained within these pages, nor would the church ever allow its circulation. In fact, I believe they will confiscate every existing copy and lock them away in their library. And what better way for the words to remain forever preserved than in one of the most highly guarded vaults in all the realm? Then one day, when the church has fallen out of favor, the chronicle will be rediscovered and the truth shall prevail. I must admit, your plan is intriguing, Ron, but once the church learns it was you who penned the chronicle, your life... Confused. Okay, so they want to make sure that no one ever finds the stones in the Seraph again, but then they're intentionally putting out these other stones to lead people back to Ramza and writing his story and leaving it for it to be found. It's like they don't want anybody to go back there, except in another age. Then they can do it. It'd be good then, for some reason. The other problem is, like, because they swapped the history, like, normally Final Fantasy XII is way in the past from Tactics. Tactics is in the future from 12, right? So in 12, the stones are like, you know, like Wraithwall had the Dawn Shard and everything, like the different, you know, Lucavi are just summons still at this point. I mean, sort of, and like but all the stones exist and they're out there and they're part of the lore of 12 and like the Dynast King and everything. But since they put Tactics first and have all the stones locked away in these ruins, how did King Wraithwall have them too? Or does Wraithwall doesn't exist in this narrative and we just completely rewrote the history of Rabanastre, I guess. Elheim. Was the echo, wasn't it? That was a long echo. Everybody, let's go make a sandwich. Warrior of Light's watching history again. The removal of Ramza's name from the history books, the dry papers, the pendants, it was all set in motion by Orin himself. And if the Liberator's visions are to be taken as fact, it also appears we now know what the High Seraph meant by blood of my invoker. She's not speaking of ancestors in the sense of actual kin, but the line of those chosen by Hydaelyn to serve as her warriors of light. But then why abduct Ramza or even Alma unless there's something you haven't been telling us? She was using us to lure Elheim. It is her vessel the High Seraph desires. Matron's teats, Alma. How long have you been awake? Are they saying Elheim is the vessel? Because, like, we have the Echo. She's not going to possess us, right? I've been a fool. I told our leader it did not matter if our request for aid was refused, for I had an alternate ploy. General. Alright, Boggy, my intention was to claim one of the Aura site in the name of the Resistance and use its power to lay waste to the Garlean occupants. Only now do I realize how flawed my ambitions were. You mean this whole time you were playing us for fools? Why didn't we see it earlier? Never trust a woman with long ears longer than mine, I always say. You have every right to be angry, and I apologize for misleading you, but I believe me, and I no longer have any desire to deceive you and yours. I shall see you to Orbo Monastery and ask not in return, but that you let me join you in your rescue of Ramza. Do not misunderstand me. I do not do this for any one of you. I do it for my people in both Colmore and Rabanastre, people who may die if this High Seraph is allowed to return to power. Okay. Talk, raid! Yay, alright. We can queue up for the final part. Oh, Nova, you're the leader. You want to invite Minus back into the group? You there, Nova? Alright, cool. He might be watching his dramas. Oh, Nova's here. Sweet. It's raiding time! Or, it's queuing time! Nice! Quick queues tonight. I hit level
Hello
72.
again.
Hello again. We're gonna fight some Ultima. And maybe the remaining Lucavi.
Tip for this one, try to stay at near the front of the group while we're walking from boss to boss, because there's some voice lines, things with the boss when we first reach the room that you won't want to miss.
I'll try, but cutscenes usually stop me from getting to the boss before everybody else.
Yeah, there's only a cutscene before the final one.
We're starting out in the forest. Doesn't look like a jungle. It just looks like a forest.
So to set the stage a little, there's a boss in this raid that has been nerfed multiple times, and we start with like a 10 or 20% echo.
Oh, really? Is it Ultima?
It is not Ultima.
You playing?
You will find out.
I will. Do a little mini boss minion here. All the
So yeah,
little
try to stay near the
mechanics and-
front of the group here.
The realm of the machines. Rainbow. Oh, this looks like where we fought Kuklane and Tactics, sort of. And that entranceway does. This doesn't. Mustadio. Oh, it's like zombie Mustadio. Oh, it's freaking Robo Mustadio. The original machinist. What's the target mean? Oh, never mind.
So when you get a circle indicator around you, face the opening in the circle towards the boss.
How do I face it? The opening?
Yep, good job.
I mean, it seems like I would take more damage. Like, it seems like it was protection or something. It was like a hole.
Yeah, I don't know the theory behind that, but that's the correct thing to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, my instinct was to do the opposite. Like mines.
Oh wait, no, I think the theory is the circle is all the spots of you he's analyzed.
I love how he's like pulling out machinist and classic tactics moves. I think he's summoning the little robot drone. He's doing like shooting your legs or whatever. Or your arms.
Have fun finding
a
a
bunch
safe
of 'em.
spot. half our party seems to be dead.
You're making this too easy.
Almost got him.
You have proven yourself deserving.
There we go.
Zodiac brave. With this, my journey can
I'm guessing he's not the one that's been nerfed.
come to an end.
It's not expecting us to fight Mustadio because he's, you know, a good guy.
Oh, of course, I just bought a Poetic Helmet, and then the Raid Helmet drops.
I haven't had like any new gear for any drop.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Dragoon gear.
Yeah. And Ninja. Ooh, another Lucavi appears to be a knight?
The Beowulf youth guides your fate, but have you the faith to fulfill his legacy?
Agrius? What? We're fighting heroes. That's a badass looking Agrius, though. If we're gonna fight our way through the most notable Ramza allies, then yeah, Mustadio, Agrius, Sid.
Head over to the shield and use the duty action and stay still.
Its bite as cold as steel.
Okay. Maybe we're gonna end up fighting Rams at the end.
The hearts of men are black with corruption and must needs be cleansed.
What are the swords?
One alliance is gonna get sent to an alternate dimension. Gilded's line C. And then one alliance is going to get trapped here, and then the third alliance has to free them.
7 shadows cast.
That's what I'm in.
Fates foretold, which at the end of the broken path lies death, and death alone!
What's the little sword circles on the ground?
It gives you a duty action that allows you to free the people that were trapped there.
I call out to the skies and tremble as the brilliance of 1,000 bolts blinds mine enemies and tears their flesh asunder!
For the ad phase, we get the left ad. First, we have to take the duty action for the shield again.
Yeah, left in which direction?
When facing north, so west.
Oh, okay, one facing north. Okay, thank you. I was like, I've been circling here. I don't know which left you mean.
They must be embraced
true.
if they are to flourish. Have you the faith to do as much?
Also, I am tanking one of them at the moment. Use the shield action to dodge these AoEs.
You're not doing so good.
Gonna be close.
Alright, what, one healer left in our party?
Oh, divine light!
Hey.
Send us from our sins!
It got to 87.
Deep into the light!
I survived with 2,000 health.
They who dwell aloft have spoken. Let their words echo in your empty soul. Ruination is come!
What the hell? I used the ability. I guess I still was low enough health that killed me anyways. Alliance C is like all at full health.
Maybe they used their healer LB. No, wait, no, limit break hasn't happened yet. Guess line C is just good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad they can carry us.
On guard! Seven shadows cast, 7 fates foretold. Which at the end of the broken path lie
Oh, you're
death
dead, so you didn't
and
get
death
dragged into the
alone.
alternate dimension with us.
Yeah, I've been dead for a little bit.
Thanks.
Finder of False Gods. That's a cool title.
I think we're gonna die in here. Yeah.
Oh, you in the other thing too?
We
Yeah,
didn't have enough
resurrected out
people
here.
in the dimension to kill all the ads.
be your guide.
Our tank has 7 vulnerability stacks.
Sorry, I'm not there to help. Oh, okay, well I just died. Huh. Killed me. I mean, she's at 3%. I mean, we're probably still gonna win, it looks like. The other two groups are doing a lot better than our alliance.
They who dwell aloft have spoken. Let
I died
their
3
words
times in that
echo.
fight.
Thoughts, champion?
I leave you now to your quest.
My Ovelia awaits.
Oh. More Dragoon gear.
By the way, feel free to greed for the gear. It's only 10 item levels below the poetic gear.
I'm only... I don't really want the other gear. If it's not for my job, I'm like, it's just gonna take up room in my armory, and I'm not even leveling those other jobs right now, so... And I never bothered to go sell stuff. Might as well let someone else have it. So that fight didn't go so well. But I get the feeling you're going to tell me it's the next one that's the hard one.
Correct.
You said it's not Ultima, which I assume is the last one. Either Ultima or Ramza.
Yeah, it's the one where all the people in Alliance chat are saying, hey, we should probably give the newbies instructions.
Speaking of instructions, what the hell is this?
The number of dots is the number of people that have to be in the circle at the same time. It's a mechanic from the Great Gooball Library in the Heavensward dungeon, don't you remember?
I do actually remember that, yeah. I didn't know what to do right away.
Yeah, if half our alliance is new, this next boss is gonna be rough.
Well, I mean, that's the downside of getting a fast queue, I guess.
Hey, if we wipe, we wipe.
Doesn't the game just get easier if you wipe?
I actually don't know. Like, we already have the Echo. I don't think it gives us more. Part of what makes the next boss difficult is that they have 3 different moves that all have the same name, and you have to move in different places depending on what direction the sword is facing.
Is the sword Excalibur? We're fighting our allies, and it's a really hard fight with someone with a sword. I'm gonna assume it's Sid.
Foretold, servant of Ivalice.
It is Sid,
Or perhaps
the Thunder God.
another. I am Count Sidolphus Orlando.
That is
Your
a...
journey
Whoa.
ends here.
Where am I supposed to... the... Okay, so we have to fight Sid. Lovely. This is a very different looking Sid. What is this on the back end? Does he have a tail? What is this? And the tail has another sword. Shadowblade drops a big scary marker on you.
Yeah, so one of the Thunder God Holy Sword moves will target one of these circles, and we have to go to the safe one. One of them will have to move up close, right next to him, and one of them will have to go out to the outside. I'll call out when it happens.
This makes complete sense why this would be a really hard boss fight. This guy was completely overpowered in tactics. His sword gave you permanent auto haste.
If you get a like big red marker over your head, move out to the edge of one of these circles away from the party.
Yeah, that's what they said in chat. Drops an AoE.
Yeah, and then as someone's saying in chat, there's a move where he'll put 2 circles in the close parts of each of these circles, and we need 3 people, at least 3 people in each of them.
Or it's a wipe.
Yeah, and the one they're talking about now in chat is there'll be one that has a tether from the boss, and basically the tether will hit 4 times, and the DPS need to pass the tether between them, so each of them gets hit once.
How do you pass it?
You just stand in front of the person who has it.
Oh. Good lord, yeah, this sounds like an actual raid boss. Jesus, all right.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
I wonder who designed this model for Sid. Like, it's like, it's so.
Certainly something. Yeah, if you get targeted for Crush Weapon, move all the way to one of the edges of the circles, and then it'll spawn a big red circle, and you need to run away from it without hitting the group.
Here we go.
So just to set the tone, the first mechanic of this is basically just causes the healers to panic.
The hearts of men are black
Only
with
if they're bad
corruption
healers.
and must needs be cleansed.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah, it sets everyone to 1 HP and gives them doom.
I call out to the skies and tremble as the brilliance
Okay,
of a
move to the
thousand
left.
bolts blinds mine enemies and tears their flesh asunder. To the current of life we succumb.
Move close to the
Its
boss.
judgment swift and final. Its bite as cold as steel. Open your eyes to the darkness and drown in its loveless embrace. The gods will not be watching.
Hey, it's on me.
Yep, now you can come back to us now that you dropped it.
Misfortune hangs heavy on a head once held
Crush
high. Such
That's
is
the tank
poor
buster.
cover for when the heavens fall.
Oh wow, that grows a lot.
Show me more.
Move to the left.
How do you know whether it's left or right? Is like his sword glow or
Because
something?
his sword is basically placed in front of the circle it's gonna hit.
Okay.
Move out.
Foretold. Yet at the end of the broken path lies death, and death.
How do you know the out
alone.
versus in one?
It's based on the position that he holds the sword. So if he places the swords vertically in front of him, we have to move in. If he places them horizontally. 3 on each of these circles.
There is time enough for regret in the flames of hell. Honed is the blade that severs the villain's head. Endless is the path that leads him from
Fresh weapon, is it on that guy?
Oh boy. Yeah, we need to get away from that guy. It's gonna follow him.
Jesus.
Unfortunate.
Okay, well, that sucks.
Yeah, he was supposed to take it away from us, but he didn't.
Oh, okay, battlefield changed. This is phase 2 or something?
At phase. Okay, this is a circle AoE and then a donut. So we'll just do the stack. Ow. We might not make it. This will be close.
If we don't kill them fast enough, it wipes or something?
Yeah, you see there's a bar that's at like 90%
Oh, short
now.
play, yeah.
Yeah, we need to kill it before that reaches 100. 97. This is gonna hurt.
I am called the God of Thunder. Now know why. Upon my holy blade, the very world lies in balance. And now the scales will tell.
And he's not even halfway down yet.
Come, show me more.
Okay, move to the left. You see his sword's on the right circle.
Escape is not so
And it's vertical, so move in.
granted. Were you expecting a modicum of rust?
Nova, move out to the edge. Nova, move out to the edge. Run away from everyone.
You will find my defenses quite impenetrable. A piteous display.
Move out.
They who dwell aloft have spoken.
Move to the left.
Let their words
And then keep moving to the left.
empty soul.
And then keep moving to the left some more.
Come.
Okay, now we can go back to our spot.
Are we going all the way back to the A?
Yep.
Yep.
Even the strongest of shields cannot defend the weakest of wills.
Okay, so is it the DPS tether thing?
Beckons a lifetime
So we take turns on
So
this
he
thing?
takes one, I take the next one. Yeah, and now you can take it. And then whoever is the last DPS takes the last one. Or the tank takes it, I guess. The tank wasn't supposed to take it, but... Okay, we're good. Nice. That one's really hard when you have a lot of newbies in the party.
Yeah. This fight isn't necessarily hard. It takes a lot of coordination.
Right. Which is unusual for these Alliance raid fights.
It reminds
like
me
how
of an
hard it
actual
is.
raid fight, which is pretty nice. Like, this is what I expect from when I play raids. Crush Helm is which one? That's the...
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy Savage raids when you get to them. It's a lot of coordination.
Oh yeah. Lots of
Three
fun.
on each pad.
clouds of ruin rise above the
Go into the circle that has the
storm.
ice things. You need to kill it.
Shudder not in her endless cold.
Nova, you okay if I DPS on the break?
Huh? Sure, go ahead, I don't care.
Show me
Oh,
more.
that's bad timing. Move to left.
Escape is not so
Move in.
easily granted. Were you expecting a modicum of
Whoever has the mark needs to move away.
You will find my defenses quite impenetrable. A piteous display.
Move out.
Impetuous fools.
What's this one?
He's hitting a bunch
Oh,
of
it's on the other
circles
side,
on the
okay.
other side from us.
I was like, I don't see a sword over here.
The clouds have parted
Nice.
and the skies cleared.
Hey, first try.
And you farewell.
Sweet. That was fun. Yeah, that's probably the best boss I've seen in this game so far.
You really should try some of the Savage raids.
Yeah, I should. You know, that's not all night. Not a single piece of my gear.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Amy gear. It's really interesting.
Not even one piece. Yeah,
I can't remember if any healing gear dropped or not.
it's mostly dragoon, ninja, and tank.
There have been a couple pieces of healer gear.
Lies at your feet. That blessed bauble can grant you both. You
Ultima?
need but will it so.
Well, I'll just see for you what
Now, take up your salvation and be gone. Mortal agency in matters divine shall not be suffered.
Anything I need to know about this one?
How well do you remember the Lucavi mechanics from the previous raids?
Oh, was there something special about the Lucavi mechanic?
I did it was dying.
Remember to stack for Doritos.
Doritos are those red triangles from Famfrit.
Gotcha. You just stack with the other people with the triangles, right?
Right.
So she's just a combination of the other Lucavi?
You raised your eyes to the heavens.
I wouldn't go with just, but that is a part of it.
Kneel before me.
Oh god. So many AoEs.
Shit.
I gotcha.
This fight gets very chaotic.
Shall not escape my wrath.
So these grand crosses that come down, shoot out in cardinal directions. So there'll be one safe spot.
Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
You summoned up Pampered.
Kneel before me.
Watch out for the water.
Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
Ivalice, okay.
Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
Ashwell.
Crap. I missed that one.
Death awaits defiance.
Now the boss goes immune and it does all of them at the same time. Watch for Hashmal's glowing sword. He's half the arena's gonna get cleaved in a sec. Yeah, so you're gonna have to get close to the boss. The side of the arena close to the boss.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's a little chaotic.
A little bit of controlled chaos. I like it.
And now pay attention to the Wakabi.
Bear your steel. Simmer as the light of life before rising to the heavens in a cleansing conflagration of divine benevolence. Your sentence
Really protecting us.
are undone.
This is a good time to use Shield Samba.
You will not intervene.
I see. So we were fighting Agrias, Mustadio, and Sid because they were the Wakabi.
I am the only god.
And Ramza.
Few can claim damage.
Okay, phase 2.
Might of my will.
You help her.
Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you. Kneel before me.
Elvish Presley. I just noticed the nickname.
Your soul shall not escape my wrath. Kneel before me. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
So for these arrows, wherever they end up, we need one person at each of them. Ah, I missed one.
Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you. To my will.
Bless you.
Allergy.
Okay, if you have a timer counting down on you, before it reaches 0, make sure you stop moving.
Kneel before me. I see it now, in you. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you.
Almost got her. Good job, guys. Ooh, level up.
I am your mother. I am your maker. I am Ivalice. Consign me unto darkness, and your light will be forever.
Man, I was taking ninja gear all night.
Yeah, there was no aiming gear in like any of those raids.
No, there wasn't. It's okay. The entirety of Ivalice, actually. No aiming gear. It's okay, I don't need gear. Now, how many hours of cutscenes do I have to read to finish the quest?
I don't think they're that many.
He's awake, Kubo, but is it truly him? Thank you all for coming to my aid. Ramza. You have my thanks, noble warrior of light. You have achieved what I could not. Did you do anything special? We just hit it really hard. Yeah. Try that. And you, bearer of my blood, blood of House Durai, thank you for seeing my final wish fulfilled. How is Oron Durai bearer of Ramza Baluv's blood? They weren't related, were they? Are they cousins or something? I think Oron was related to Sid, right? But like, his sister married into the family? Did the Echo flashback version of Alma was pregnant? Oh, okay. So in this world, they join the houses there? Well, I guess, yeah, because these guys are descendant from them somehow, I guess, yeah. My sacrifice has finally been given meaning. Oh, nice. You can let the whole group. We got Sid in his robes, we got Mustadio, we got Agrius, we got the twins. Alright. Now, my friends, let us retire to Mother Hydalen's bosom, where we might finally rest. It summons in like the standard crew from Tactics. That's kind of cool. Farewell, you are the true heroes of this story. Delita. Delita, how I've missed you, old friend. Forgive me, Ramza. You deserve better than what history gave you. I could have done more. I'm truly sorry. You mean he doesn't have the butt armor? That's a negative. These countless centuries did I long for the day we might meet once again, and now that the time has come, Hydalen beckons us both. Okay. Sure. Couldn't stand Delita in Final Fantasy Tactics? Yeah, it's a very different Delita. Delita in Tactics is not exactly a lovable character. I'm so sorry, Ramza. Alma, I convinced myself my research was the most important thing in my life. All the while, you two were standing before me. Can you find it in your hearts to forgive your father? It's all right. We're still here, are we not? And we triumphed. We proved your theory true. Ivalice existed. Ramza existed. And Oron Darai was not a heretic, but a hero. And all that remains is to tell the world. No, my son, we needn't burden ourselves further. But father, we cannot allow our ancestors' name to remain. And we will not, yet simply not in the manner you think. I should be adding a final act to the Zodiac Brave story, telling of how Ramza, the forgotten hero in this chronicle Oron Darai, smote the Angel of Blood and sacrificed Ivalice, and saved Ivalice from an age of darkness, before quietly embarking on a final journey that would take them far beyond the horizon. And of course I shall not leave out those nameless heroes who fought alongside Ramza, without whom the young noble would surely have perished. Is that what you truly want, father, for the story to end? It will only end on the stage, my dear, and live on in the hearts of the crowd. King Delita and Oron envisioned the Virgo as a beacon which would lead future generations to the truth about the founding of their kingdom. They were right. And just as the pendants guided us, now we shall guide the masses through our play. And now you see, my son. Such a great plan. Ramza sacrificed himself to seal up Ultima, and our plan was to wipe him out from history and then take the stone that Ultima was in and give it out there. Why didn't they just throw it off a bridge? Everybody knows that's how you get rid of stuff like that. I would offer you my thanks again, Elheim, but thanks are not nearly enough to express my gratitude for all you have given us. Perhaps after I complete the Zodiac Brave story, I shall pen the tale about the legendary warrior of light and her adventures across the 3 great continents. And you'll have your work cut out for you, my friend. Elheim has enough battles under her belt to fill at least 3 tomes, if not 4. Would you stop doing that, Sid? And her tale is far from over, isn't it? I think there's another expansion coming. I do 1 leveling roulette per Final Fantasy stream. I'd probably get my red mage close to 70 by the time I reach Shadowbringers. Alright, this is our final dress rehearsal for the night. Make it count. Positions, everyone. Have to watch the play. Yes, principal. Lights, music. There'll be no more mistakes from you two. Am I clear? Mother crystal clear, Kubo. I don't think we have a word. It'll probably be like fall or Christmas. If not. They're going to perform the new final act. My guess would be Christmas, but I don't know. Fall or winter this year. Yeah, that would be my guess, is that we're going to hear something at the Final Fantasy Festival. Begin. Whatever will we do? The church has branded us heretics. No home awaits us in Ivalice. We shall embark on a journey together. Together? Ishoni? Together. The crystal's call has been answered. The evil vanquished from the land, and now we are free to soar like the griffin. By casting off our noble names and forging a new path, one not bound by fate. I missed a line, it's okay. And on that path we shall meet new friends and make a new family. And unto them we shall entrust the true tale of our deeds, that they may carry on our legacy for all eternity. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. The sword etched, in sword etched he has faded memories. In stone he tempered his skill. By sword attested, by stone revealed. Their tale can now be told. You're not wrong, Midas. Like, bravo, bravo, you are wonderful. Sure. I like the dungeon. I'm inclined to agree with the lady's sentiments, but there's always room for improvement. Back to your positions, everyone, again from the top. Again? I've had enough of this. I was promised a starring role, Kupo. It's in my contract. Oh, hush, brother. The Fortune almost had us back to polishing boot buckles again. Ha 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 ha. Right. Everybody laughs. They're smiling because it's over. Alright, so that was the Ivalice raid. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the Clockwork City, wait, what? Well, Noah. Gabranth. Sir, further research will be required to reach a positive conclusion, but preliminary tests show that the technology utilized here bears a striking similarities to our own. Excellent. Let the Eorzeans play with their baubles. True power lies within these very walls. It appears our ancestors were as cunning as they were ruthless. I don't know about that name Gabranth, guys. Who's this guy? Got a face tattoo and no shirt. Just sleeves. A weapon powerful enough to carve a gateway to the land's very core? His Radiance will be eager to test this Tartarus. Wouldn't you all agree? Suddenly Persona... No, probably not, right? Tartarus. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be as bad if it was over 5 patches. Like, you'd do like one little thing and be like, okay, we'll advance, but we didn't get any more rating, but, you know, there was some story. Playing it all back to back is like, oh my god. It's over. It's finally over. Alright, we hit level 72 too. So next time we do Final Fantasy, which will be, you know, Sunday, we have the 4.1 MSQ. I think we need to get going with the main story. And then we have more stuff to do, obviously. Yeah, Omega. With the best dancer skill? Enhance the effect of Flourishing Cascade, Flourishing Fountain, Flourishing Windmill, Flourishing Shower, and Flourishing Fan Dance. Well, that's nice. Once per minute, huh? That's cool. So we've got Omega. We got a bunch of other stuff going on here too. We still have like other quests from before that we haven't done. Lost City of Omnipore hard mode. But I don't know. Symbol of Fist. Omega. As this law. Something in the fractal continuum. Oh, this isn't done yet. Well, wasn't that an adventure, Elheim? It's sad to think that we must soon part ways, what with all we've been through these past few months. Satisfied with the city's unwillingness to turn him over to the Garleans, Genomus has decided to purchase a permanent berth above Kugane with the Prima Vista. Supposedly, he's already received petitions from hundreds of Gecko and Gainin to join the company. And then there is the matter of my assignment. You will be delighted to learn that I am almost finished. What? How do you expect me to write an expose when off battling forces of evil from beyond the void? Don't you worry, though. A few more weeks and I'll have a draft. Alright, an outline. Until then, I'll stay here in Kugane a while longer. At the Raven's expense, of course. Farewell. Okay. Cool. Alright. Well, I think we can stop there for tonight and see if we can get some Nier in. It's already 11:30, so we don't have much time. But, I say on Sunday, we'll start tackling the main story in Omega, I guess. So that should be fun. Stick around if you want to watch some Nier.